So now it is that your girl's recording. Yes, go ahead and get yourself some Dave's Hot Chicken. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. Let's get into this next reaction, shall we? Now, the generosity, shout outs to you. My experience. And the fact that I'm censoring the word is so weird to me because when did the word become a slur? You know? Younger generation, oh my God, it's like, is this a trigger warning? Oh my gosh, ooh, the big bad J word, the J-O-B word, the slur. Come on now. But all right, y'all. Let's go ahead, let's get into this video.
One of humanity's biggest fears. A job! This is a horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not. And most of the time, we don't. But everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day. Because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9-to-5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head.
Hell no, it ain't. Hell no, it ain't. The only people that should be unemployed is children. Their job is school at the end of the day. But being an adult and being unemployed, that shit is garbage. You think it is that like, oh, it's kind of cool because you can get to go to bed and wake up whenever it is that you want to, bro. But when you realize it is, you're just rotting away. You're not living life. You ain't got money to go out, get something to eat, go out and travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, buy like some things it is that you need, like lotion, body wash, getting a haircut, getting your hair done, getting your nails done. Like when you ain't got money to go ahead and do that stuff, that shit is garbage. Don't do it, bro.
And don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job? That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Nah, that's too much. But eventually you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually we all have to get a job. However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job? Finding one that hires you. I swear you could send 100 applications to 100 different places and all of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait, just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience. Like, isn't that what this job is for? How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void.
That's why I lie. I lied on resumes before. I have no shame in my game. Because if you get a regular standard resume, and let's just say like if you're in your 20s, right? You're in college, you ain't got experience like that. Hell, you can't even sit there and apply to like fast food or be a barista and stuff like that without them saying this, oh, we want some experience. Like, I bet I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna lie and I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something it is that I done did before that I had the most expertise level of something up in this bitch. Now, trying to say it is that you have your degree, obviously it is you can't get away with that. If you're trying to get like a federal job, yeah, nah, they pry through everything. But some jobs it is, listen, sometimes you gotta lie. You gotta bend the truth. It gotta look believable. Don't just sit there and just lie just to lie. You know what I'm saying? Just stretch it a little bit to get the job.
I swear none of those people be reading them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's.
I've never used LinkedIn. And once it is like niggas started like using LinkedIn in order to like for dating sites like Tinder. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm getting off of this app. I'm sure my page is still probably up there, but I haven't seen what it looked like in years. It might be even a decade at this point. I don't know.
Discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so get the f on. Back when I was still applying for jobs, I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I'd never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application
I
that
got
bad?
Indeed.
Even when your application
I got jobs from Indeed. I will say it is like Indeed definitely did me. They did me the right way, but then after a while, that started to get a little dirty. So you know,
does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business? You're hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done? Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
not here.
Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers. What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So you gotta lie with any question they ask. You have to make yourself look as good as possible. So you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they ask you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely. I always wanted to be a slave. Congratulations, you have successfully become...
Nah, he's not wrong. In chat, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yep. You gotta lie. You gotta lie. One thing I will say though, within this job of being a content creator, even if I wasn't getting paid, I still would do this. Don't you know what I'm saying? Because this is a job that I actually like to do. It's a very emotional, taxing job. Don't get me wrong, but nonetheless, I love what it is that I do, man. I'm glad to say that this is my job. However, back when I was working like a 9 to 5 and everything, and like I hated it, bro. And especially there was people that was there for like years, like they have kids and they married and all that, and I'm like, I'm only getting maybe $18, $19 an hour, and you mean to tell me you got kids? You got kids with this hourly, not even salary rate, hourly rate, and you married and got kids and stuff like that? I'll be damned.
Employed. The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
It's the coworkers, yeah.
They can make or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders, I would mess up orders, and one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding. Best believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kinda jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like, damn, bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and so out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m. Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once, but I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah, it's my birthday today. What can I get out here for free? You a bitch.
If I had trash co-workers or a trash boss, I would have not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for bullshit. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no co-workers, so I had nobody to talk to, and my boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking it. Plus, he only paid me through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App? Man.
Yeah, nah, yeah. Go ahead and send the audit over to the warehouse. Send the audit. There's no way you getting paid through Cash App, bro. Yeah, nah. He's working under the books. See, that man owes money. He owes tax dollars to the IRS, bro. He is literally one tax season away from getting arrested. There's no way, bro. I mean, I've been working since I was 15. You know, thanks to my mama, you know what I mean? But one thing I didn't start out with minimum wage, because minimum wage back in New York was $7.25. I was making $8.56. Then I started making $10 an hour when I was working at Banana Republic, $12 an hour at Adidas, Ralph Lauren Polo. And if anybody knows what Woodbury Commons is in New York, that's where it is I used to work at. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that, getting my little money, getting my little coins, you know, but getting a check every 2 weeks, that was ass. But nonetheless, like when you got paid, that was cool. But I'd say the last job it is that I had, I was making 19. Yeah, I think $19 an hour was the last hourly job it is like I was making.
Man, I had to go. I only worked there for a few weeks. He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for 1 day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising. So I left. That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm just saying I can understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short term.
Hey, listen, Ari, the future Ari, you know what to do. That was the second fall. The YouTube, Twitch, the person is okay.
Satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream! So when looking for a job, make sure to get one that you like if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different strokes for different folks. And so on and so on and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
What am I listening to? Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, you know how YouTube is, you know? But, the generosity, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the video. being unemployed, you funny. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.